Hello and welcome everyone, Lionheart here with a Total Warhammer Battle replay at the Golden Monolith. I'm playing as the Empire alongside THFE Productions, who's playing as the Dwarves, versus Warrior Sparta as Greenskins and Alex the Rambler as Vampire Counts. So I'm hoping to do plenty of these battle replays for Total War Warhammer, not just in preview now before the game comes out on the 24th, but also after. So if there's any specific kind of scenarios, kind of custom battles you'd like to see, then do let me know. We're just going to pause briefly while we take a look at the various armies and the layout now of the map and what's going on. So let's take a quick look at the map to start with and the battle positions. Here, what's that do? Toggle tactical map. There we go. So up we go. So we're by the Golden Monolith. Warrior Sparta is this group of units. You can see the Ragnarok Spider down there. And he's got his Orc Shaman at the back. And his Wizard, which is Azag the Slaughterer on a Wyvern. He's got 2 units of Orc Boar Boys on the left flank. And his front line is made up of Goblins, Orc Biggins, Black Orcs, Savage Orcs, and more of the same down the line. So a pretty hard-hitting line. Then we come to Alex the Rambler. He's got a couple of flyers. He's got Manfred von Karstein on a Zombie Dragon. He's also got a Vampire on, I think, an Undead Pegasus. And then he's got the Terrorgeist there as well. He's also got Vargeist. I mean, the strength of Vampire Counts comes with their flying units and being able to use those. Over on the right flank, we've got the Black Knights, 2 of them. Crypt Ghouls. Front line is made up of zombies, and more zombies. And then behind that, he has his Grave Guard, which are probably his best infantry units there. Then we'll come over and take a look at Oakley, who's right behind the Golden Monolith. He's got his Dwarf Warriors on his front line, Miners with blasting charges, Slayers, Thunderers, Longbeards with great weapons, regular Longbeards, some more Slayers, Iron Breakers, Thunderers, Longbeards. So he's got this kind of scattered line. He's kind of trying to hold up here to see if they try and press up the high ground here in the center or whether they're going to flank round, which looks like Rambler's going to flank round over on the right here. My force is made up of 4 units of crossbows, 4 units of halberds, and 4 units of greatswords with a Right Guard cavalry unit and Demi-Griff Knights. And I brought along Balthazar Gelt today. So let's come out of the tactical view so we can take a look at some of these guys just along the lines. Get some nice pans going along. So we've got the crossbows at the front, halberds behind, and then the greatswords at the back. And my plan is to obviously pull the crossbows back through my men, or rather push forward with the halberds, and then also charge in with the greatswords. Potentially look to flank as well. Oh, I should also say, as you can see, Thorgrim is Oakley's legendary lord for this battle. You can see he's keen, he's ready. what a stance there. Get a nice little zoom in. He is ready. Ready for battle is Thorgrim. Let's take a quick look at the Demi-Griff Knights. And the Right Guard at the back here. These guys are awesome. Still love their kind of crazy pounce animation that they do when they charge on in. Again, the Dwarven line here. You can see them all readying themselves for battle, cheering and jeering. And with the Dwarves, I found you are probably 90% of the time going to try and find a position and hold up on it and wait for the enemy to come to you, because the Dwarven strength is in their defense. They have great offense as well, but I would say kind of more from a stationary platform, although I'd love to see some interesting kind of online builds trying to make perhaps like a mobile dwarf force or something that can just kind of a rush dwarf army. That'd be pretty cool. Just quickly fly on over by the Golden Monolith, which looks pretty darn cool. Over here. So we can see the mass numbers of zombies and undead that Alex the Rambler has brought with him. Through the snow, there's zombie eyes, that like ethereal blue can see the multiple flyers up in the air there. Terrorgeist, I think Zombie Pegasus, and of course the Zombie Dragon. We have the Grave Guard here. And then the Black Knights at the back with ethereal hoof prints. Let's take a look at that Zombie Dragon. Oh, it's beautiful. Lovely. Vargheists. And then, of course, the oh-so-lovely Ragnarok Spider for Warrior Sparta's forces. Numerous orcs. Savage, Black Orcs, Big Uns. They're all there. Ready for battle. And of course, he has his own flyer. His Shaman actually underneath. Take a look at him. He's ready. And then Azag, the Crown of Sorcery there. Oh, he's ready. With, is that Skull Muncher? I believe so. Getting ready for the fight. And then we have the Boar Boys. Nasty creatures. Right. With the overview of the positioning and units, let's begin the battle. If you like this kind of setup where I kind of fly over units and kind of use a tactical map to discuss the starting positions before, let me know. Always looking to improve the way I kind of cast battles. In my replays, I've got 18 Winds of Magic so far. Obviously, it's going to be important because we have Balthazar Gelt. And as you can see, I'm moving forward to this position, holding down spacebar to show my movement. Just pressing up with everything that I've got. The greenskins are susceptible to low leadership, so you do need to kind of buff them and keep them supported, otherwise they will break a fair bit. So we're kind of just mirroring each other at the moment. Warriors pushing out to me. I'm keeping quite a condensed formation here, so that, you know, I can support my troops quite well. Warrior is coming up to the plateau here, which will meet some of the Dwarven line. Thorgrim's going in as well, just waddling along on his little throne. Meanwhile, Rambler is choosing to flank round the Golden Monolith on the left-hand side here. And he's bringing his Black Knights down as well. Meanwhile, we're getting ready to clash at the top here. You can see the Wyvern flying on round here. I'm looking to try and catch those Boar Boys out, but I'm also wary of that Wyvern support, because that'll do a lot of damage if I'm not careful. But my crossbows are just looking to try and whittle away a little bit of the line, although these Black Orcs heavily armoured, so we're not going to be doing too much damage to these guys. I'd want the handgunners with the armour piercing to do that. He's bringing back his Orc Boar Boys there. He's not interested in a fight. And he's managed to cast a Vortex spell, ripping through my line. It doesn't do as much damage, this one. I think it's the Purple Sun. It's more of a disruptor Vortex rather than a damage dealer. And it seems my guys are pretty well armoured. I don't want to do too much damage anyway. So you can see I've moved forward with my Halberds to be my front line, ready to brace for an incoming greenskin charge. Thorgrim's come back, and blasting charges. Nice. Miners with blasting charge, that's awesome. Oakley's engaging, or rather holding off the zombie horde here. Oh, and he's popped another curse, hex down. We can now see in they charge. The front lines clash. Reichsguard, I pulled them in to flank and charge. The Orc Biggins hit, and I'm fleeing away with my Demigryph Knights, who are pulling all the Orc Boar Boys after them. So the front lines have crashed together, and I'm throwing in halberds and greatswords now to beat them back. We need to pull the Reichsguard out because they've been flanked by goblins, spear infantry. We've already broken the Orc Biggins. Greatswords are really solid troops for the Empire. And I think the Ironbreakers actually have their own. I think is it their own blasting charges they throw? Yeah, a couple of them throw some blasting charges out here, similar to the miners. Meanwhile, Thorgrim, Oakley's just he's got him in here like a boss, just holding off Black Orcs as you do. My warriors are apparently fleeing because they've been jumped on by Azag the Wyvern. Azag with the Wyvern. Orc Boar Boys crashing into the flanks, hitting my exposed crossbowmen. Balthazar Gelt, though, facing off. Oh, we've got the Black Knights coming in as well. Ramblers arrived this side. Charging on through. Thankfully, not doing much damage to Battlestar at all and just crashing in to my flank. Although he has brought his flyers round, and this is where it's getting dangerous. As you can see, Rambler has flanked on round and putting a lot of pressure on Oakley. Thankfully, the dwarves are solid for this sort of tactic. You know, Oakley can tie these guys up for a very long time with his solid defense. We now need to make sure we break the greenskins so that we can free up some troops to either help Oakley or relieve some of the pressure on this front. And we can see the Ragnarok Spiders entered the fray as well. My Demigriff Knights charging in here. Nice. They were pinned by the great swords and smashed into those Orc Arrow boys there. Got more great swords out here, but Warrior Sparta constantly moving that Wyvern with Azag on all around the battlefield. Ragnarok Spider charging in now. My main line's done pretty well. Hasn't been able to break me there with all of his Orcs. I just held a solid central line. Probably would have needed to flank me to kind of break some of my troops, all heavily armoured. Probably more so than the greenskins in this sense. Zombies coming in. Here come the Slayers. Twin axes in hand. Love them. Oh, there we go. Black Knight's going down. Oh, and that vampire's going to go down on the Pegasus, surely. It's come crashing on in, but she's surely going to go down. She hasn't got much health left. And she's down. She's off. Dwarves celebrating their victory. And with that, it looks like Oakley's also having some success on the left against the Graveguard. With the miners with the blasting charge, it looks like they did a lot of damage here. Dwarf Warriors holding off loads and loads of zombies. It'll be interesting to see how many kills they get. So all this Graveguard here. Rambler would need to kind of try and flank around a little bit more with a few more of them to break these guys, because this is what Oakley wants, just all the units concentrated on a small gap of dwarves here. This is Oakley's ideal sort of situation for dealing with massed infantry, just pin them down to just a couple of his units. Meanwhile, he's using his Thunderers to try and bring down Manfred on the Zombie Dragon. The Terror Guy's coming in though to disrupt as well. The good support there of both kind of key monstrous flyers. Very effective. My Demigriff Knights are going after the Orc Shaman back here. Trying to bring him down so he can't cast any more magic. Oh, he's down. Nice. Don't think he actually got to cast too much, to be honest. My crossbows up here going after the Goblins. The rest of the battle line now is pretty much freed up. We're just trying to take down Warrior Sparta himself on the Zombie Dragon with Azag there. He's got a couple of infantry units over here. The Ragnarok has fled, but it's potentially trying to come back. I'm actually sending in my Demigriff Knights by the looks of things. Try and charge after this Ragnarok. Yeah, nice. Zombie Dragon and Terror Guys combo, smashing through Iron Breakers. But now that we've dealt with the main greenskin line, I've got a lot of infantry that's kind of free that I can start moving forward, although I'm just mobbing Azag at the moment and trying to bring him down. And he's down. Skull Muncher goes down. Gelt's happy. He's just augmented to support everyone there. And we can see the Zombie Dragon going in. Oh, it's going in after Thorgrim. Because if he can take down the Zombie Dragon, the rest of these units will crumble. They're starting to already. But Oakley's forces have done a pretty solid job so far. But oh, it looks like the Zombie Dragon might just have a little bit more health than Thorgrim. Oh, Thorgrim's nearly dead. I've thrown in my Right Scar to try and help. But who will fall? Oh, it's the Zombie Dragon with Manfred. Down he goes. In comes the Terror Guys lumbering over before it crumbles down. Oh, blasting charge Inferno. And that is the end of the battle. The Terror Guys goes down in a blast charge Inferno. That's insane. That's going to make for a great screenshot, that. Nice. So, there we go. Let's end the replay and take a look at those post-battle stats. So you can see the number of men we deployed. We had 1,900 odd. The others had 2,100 odd-ish. So they did just about outnumber us. Obviously they had a lot of zombies, kind of a lot of meat shield type troops. Whereas me, and especially Oakley, you know, he went for kind of more expensive troops, but with the armor piercing, the Thunderers, and you know the Longbeards with great weapons. Dwarf Warriors, 247 kills. Those are the units that were tying up all those zombies. And I think these guys were tying up some of that great Grave Guard. They did really well. A Dwarven Miner's only got 35 kills. That's odd, because it looked like it... Well, it looked really impressive for the number of mines they were throwing on in. Take a look at my kills here. So I didn't really get a chance to use much magic. I think I mainly used him in more of a support role than a damage-dealing role there. Demigryph Knight's got 80 kills. Right Skull got 80 kills. I mean, they were key just for breaking Warrior's infantry formation, which, because he didn't actually have too many spears, I was able to do so quite easy. And his Orc Boar Boys, I mean, one of them did got 53 kills, which was pretty good. But the other one, unfortunately, didn't get many at all. And just kind of shutting down that main infantry line, breaking the leadership, which made them break, and I was able to kind of push on from there. Plus I was supported by Oakley with the dwarves, whereas obviously Rambler tried to go around for the flank, but that meant most of his forces were tied up and he wasn't able to get around to help Warrior. We take a look at Rambler's kills here. He got 108 with the Grave Guard there, which is pretty darn good. Terrorgeist only got 28. Zombie Dragon Manfred, 46. Vampire didn't get much at all. I don't know if she's more of a support character, actually, what her role is. If she's melee special, I presume she's part spellcaster. I think she's got the kind of some of the hexes on her. Zombies obviously not getting that many kills at all. Crypt Ghouls, a few. Unfortunately, some of the rest of his Grave Guard that kind of got tied up there for ages, and then just kind of crumbled down once Manfred died at the end. Didn't get that many kills at all. And the Black Knights, I'm kind of surprised. I thought that rear charge from them would have wrecked me, but I somehow managed to get away with that. They're quite lucky. But yeah, that wraps up this battle replay, guys. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you'd like to see next, what battles, what sort of setup. Get together with the guys and record more very soon. And of course, if you do want to potentially send in your replays as well, once the game comes out, feel free to do so. My email is contact@lionheartx10.co.uk. Feel free to send in battle replays for Total Warhammer. In fact, for any Total War game, feel free to send them in, and you know, find some cool epic battles. I'll be sure to record the replays and share them on the channel. So until next time, guys, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Take pride and join the Legion. Check out my affiliates and sponsors, XMG, Greenman Gaming, and Overclockers UK. Until the next one, ciao for now.